Hey there, Molly. Can I talk to you for a second? Sure, what can I do for you, Christy? So me and my boyfriend are getting married soon. You heard, right? I sure did. I'm really happy for you. Thanks, Molly. I wanted to let you know that we decided on the date for our wedding. Oh, really? Cool. That's exciting. When's it going to be? It's going to be on the second Saturday in June. Oh. So that date's set in stone? Yep, we already made our reservations for the wedding venue, caterer, everything. Why do you ask? Well, there's something else going on that day. Yeah, I know. It's that memorial thing for your daughter, right? What a crazy coincidence! If you knew the memorial service was going to be on that day, that means it wasn't a coincidence. It was intentional. You really couldn't have your wedding on a different day? Are you kidding? I've dreamt of being a June bride ever since I was a little girl. That's really, really important to me. And that's fine, but you do know there are 29 other days in June. Sorry, Molly, but me and my boyfriend both have really tight schedules. That was the only day that worked for the both of us. How do you have tight schedules? You don't have a job, and your boyfriend only works when he feels like it. And by that, I mean he barely ever works at all. It seems to me like you guys would have no trouble at all finding a free day between the two of you. Excuse me? What are you saying, Molly? Are you calling my husband some kind of lazy freeloader? Like you can talk? You don't work either. You sure lucked out, didn't you? Our family manages the largest hotel chain in the area, and the company has been in our family for generations. What exactly do you bring to the table in this family, Molly? Nothing. That's what. All you do is help yourself to what's already on the table. Christy, please. It wasn't my intention to insult you at all. It's just that I really wanted you to be there. Lisa wasn't with us for very long, but I still remember the way you would smile when you picked her up and held her. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but my wedding takes priority, so I'm not going. All right. That's really too bad, but I guess it is your wedding. Oh, and just so you know, the whole family is going to be at my wedding, so I doubt there's going to be anyone but you at the memorial. Wait a minute. What? Everyone is going to your wedding? Well, duh! Can you blame them? Who would want to spend their Saturday at what's basically going to be a second funeral for their already dead relative? Going to my super awesome wedding is the obvious choice. I really wanted you to come too, Molly, so it's too bad you're busy. What do you think? You want to bail on the memorial and come to my wedding instead? You know I would love nothing more to be able to celebrate your wedding with you. But this is the 1-year anniversary of my daughter's death. I put a lot of work into this memorial, and there's no way I can back out of it now. Bummer, but oh well. Did I tell you my dad's paying for the whole thing? It's going to be insane! There's gonna be an awesome local band, incredible food, and you won't believe how gorgeous the venue is. You think your parents are going to go to your wedding too? Of course they will. What kind of question is that? Why would they waste their time and money on a failed investment like you? Failed investment? What's that supposed to mean? I really have to explain it? You married my brother, and he's our parents' firstborn child. That means you have to give them an heir to take over the family business. It's literally your one and only job, but what did you do? You had a baby, sure, but she died before she even turned a month old. What is wrong with you, Christy? How could you talk like that about Lisa? Lisa was my daughter, and your niece. Yeah, sure, but at the end of the day, she's still dead, right? That means it's up to me to give my parents an heir. Honestly, I think my dad would be way happier if I kept the family business going for him anyway. Poor Curtis. If only he hadn't married a woman with a defective womb, his life would be so much better.
Hey, Molly, do you have some time right now?
Sure, Curtis, what's up?
Cool, I had a question about work stuff. I hate to bother you on your day off, but this needs to get taken care of by the end of the day.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I have time.
Are you sure it's all right? You were looking kind of down last night and this morning. Is everything okay?
I'm fine, Curtis. Sorry to make you worry about me. I'm just a little tired, that's all.
Is it about Lisa's memorial? I'm sorry, Molly. It's only been a year since she died, but I've been keeping you so busy. Maybe I've been overworking you. I should have given you some time to recover.
No, really, it's okay, Curtis. Honestly, having plenty of work to do is a good thing. It keeps me from dwelling on the sadness of losing her. And besides, you've barely taken any time off this year either. You and I are probably in the same boat.
Yeah, I'll bet you're right. I can still remember the feeling of holding her in my arms.
Lisa fought so hard. But hey, she wouldn't want us to be sad forever.
You're right. The best thing we can do is appreciate the time we had with her and keep moving forward. And also appreciate each other. I definitely don't tell you enough how grateful the family is for all you do for us. Sometimes I feel like we're taking advantage of you.
That's not true at all. I'm grateful to your parents for the way they accepted me into their family and into their lives. I'm glad to do anything I can to repay the debt of gratitude I owe them.
Thank you so much, Molly. So yeah, about that work thing, do you think you could head down to the office within the next hour or so?
Yeah, that's no trouble at all. Hey, I actually had something I wanted to talk to you about too. It's about Christy's wedding.
Oh yeah, that's coming up sometime in June, I think. I saw the bill from the wedding planners on Dad's desk the other day. I couldn't believe how much money he's spending on it. It's gonna be a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it is, but unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to go.
Oh, really? Why's that? I thought you were looking forward to it.
I was looking forward to it, but she planned her wedding on the same date as Lisa's memorial service.
No. You mean like on accident?
No. I just talked to her yesterday, and it was very intentional.
You have got to be kidding me! What is that girl thinking?
Honestly, I wish I knew. So how's it looking for the memorial, Molly? Get any RSVPs? Is anyone going to come? You said that everyone's going to be going to your wedding, didn't you? If you're right about that, then no, I doubt anyone's going to come. Oh, really? Isn't that a shame? You're gonna have that memorial all by yourself? How pathetic. Why don't you just cancel it? I told you, Christy, every second that I got to spend with my daughter was a precious gift. I'm not going to disrespect her memory by canceling the memorial now. Come on, seriously? I really wanted you to come to my wedding, though. If that's so, then maybe you should have scheduled your wedding on a different date. As if I would go out of my way to accommodate you. Anyway, have fun at your stupid memorial. Try not to cry too much about everyone ditching you and your dead daughter to have fun with me. Don't worry about me, Christy. I'll be fine. You're not fooling anyone, you know. I bet tears are welling up in your eyes right now. Oh, hey, this seems like a good time to tell you some more good news. Me and my boyfriend are going to inherit the family hotel. What are you talking about? Curtis is the one who your father wants to take the reins. He's working with your dad just about every day now, studying every aspect of the business. I know, and I'm super grateful for that. He'll make a wonderful subordinate once my boyfriend takes over. I don't think you should make any plans around that actually happening. Your family has managed this hotel chain for generations, ever since your great-great-grandfather built a small inn in the town over 100 years ago. Both your father and your brother treat it like a family heirloom, and they would go to any lengths to protect it. Given all that, do you really think your dad would be willing to let your boyfriend take control? I have to say I'm doubtful. And why do you say that, huh? Because your boyfriend can't hold down any job. He can't even keep a job sweeping floors. What makes you think he'll be capable of managing an entire chain of hotels? The business would go under in a month. What are you talking about? It's not like the boss does anything important anyway. All we need to do is tell all the underlings to keep doing what they've been doing and watch as the money piles up in our bank account. Good grief, is that what you really think? Let me tell you, it is not that easy. Not even close. Oh, would you just shut up? The hotel is mine. I'm gonna be the big boss and do absolutely nothing while making tons of money. You will never succeed in anything with an attitude like that. Managing a hotel chain the size of your family's is a massive undertaking. Every single member of upper management has to put in 110% effort all the time. Why am I sitting here getting lectured by you? I don't have to take this. I'm the heiress to my family's massive estate. And if you keep annoying me like you're doing now, then I'll have both you and my brother kicked out of the family. Do you have any idea how hard Curtis is working to benefit your family? Don't know, don't care. He's only working hard now to impress my dad. Once Dad's dead and Curtis gets the company, he'll be just as lazy as I plan to be. Curtis is nothing like you. Stop talking like you know more about my own family than me. That's it. I'm gonna go talk to my dad about the hotel. He's always given me everything I wanted. There's no reason to believe that's gonna stop now. All I have to do is put on the waterworks and he'll hand the company over to me in no time. That is never going to happen. Okay, so my wedding is right around the corner, so I want to make one thing clear beforehand. Oh yeah? What is it? You are going to divorce my brother and never contact any of my family members again. You think so, huh? I don't think so. I'm telling you what is going to happen. And why do you want me out of the picture, Christy? Is this a part of your plan to take over the family hotel? No, this has nothing to do with that. Whether you're around or not, there's no way Curtis is going to get the hotel. Why would my dad leave his company in the hands of a woman who can't even give him an heir to keep the family business going? Uh-huh. So what's your angle then? Why do you want me gone? Because you piss me off, that's why. You're like a swarm of cockroaches infesting my family. And it's time I call in the exterminator. That's my job as the woman who will soon rightfully take her place as family matriarch. You really think that's going to happen? Whatever. Go ahead and carry through on your threat to coerce your dad into handing the company over to you. I'm not concerned about what happens to the hotel. However, Curtis is my husband. I love him, and nothing is ever going to change that. So there is absolutely no chance that I'll divorce him. You shouldn't underestimate my influence in this family, Molly. All I would need is 10 minutes with Dad to get him to push Curtis into divorcing you. Curtis might not listen to me, but he will definitely obey the order if Dad makes it. If Curtis came to you demanding a divorce, you'd go down without a fight, wouldn't you? If Curtis came to me wanting a divorce, then yeah. As shocking and heartbreaking as it would be, I wouldn't have much of a choice. But again, that is never going to happen, so I'm not worried about it. Oh, but you should be very worried about it because it's only a matter of time. You're going to lose your husband just 1 year after losing your baby daughter. Sucks to be you. God, I don't think I'd want to go on living if I were in your position. Is this all you wanted to tell me, Christy? If you're done, then I'm putting down my phone. I have a lot of work to do. Hey, what's going on? I don't know what's going on with you. Do you mind, Christy? I'm kind of busy getting ready for Lisa's memorial. I don't care. You owe me an explanation. Why isn't anyone coming to my wedding? Oh, is that all? That's easy. They're all coming to Lisa's memorial instead. You have got to be kidding me. They're skipping out on my awesome wedding to go to your lame memorial? Why? I talked to your dad and explained to him how you had planned your wedding on the same date as Lisa's memorial. I asked him which one he was planning to go to, and he said if they're both on the same day, then of course I'll go to Lisa's memorial. Then he talked to the rest of your relatives, and they all said the same thing. You're not answering my question. Tell me why this is happening. Your dad never approved of you marrying your boyfriend. He's lazy, impolite, and undependable. Your dad neither trusts him or likes him. The only reason he relented and gave you his blessing was because you kept pestering him over and over and over, day after day after day. He got so annoyed with it all that he just threw up his hands and said, "Do as you wish." But even that wasn't enough for you, was it? No. You then had to push him to pay for the biggest, most elaborate wedding you could possibly imagine. I'd say that was what pushed your dad over his limit. But I don't get it. He still paid for it, right? That must mean that he still loves me more than Curtis. He didn't give you guys anything towards your wedding. He offered, but we turned him down. And yes, he did pay for your wedding, but it's not like he was enthusiastic about it. Actually, as far as he's concerned, he paid for your wedding specifically to provide himself with a good reason for not going. This cannot be happening. You mean that no one from my family is gonna come today? My side of the aisle in the chapel is just gonna be empty? That's gonna be the most humiliating thing that's ever happened to me. It's gonna suck, yeah, but you can't complain. After all, it's entirely your fault. You did this to yourself. This isn't over yet. I'm gonna send out a group text to everyone. I'll send them pictures of the venue, the food, everything. Once they see how sweet it's gonna be, they'll all ditch you and your stupid memorial and come hang out with me. This isn't going to work. You don't know that. I do, actually. Your father told them about the terrible way you've been speaking to me. You know how you mocked the fact that my 1-month-old daughter died? She was your father's granddaughter, you know. He was very unhappy when he heard about that. I doubt that there's anything you can tell him or anyone else that will get them to change their minds. Oh, come on. I didn't say anything that bad to you. All I was doing was protecting the family from someone who was trying to destroy it. No one else sees it that way. They all just see you as a cruel freak who mocked a woman because her baby died. Well, there's still Curtis. I can get through to him. Honestly, if your father is this upset at your behavior, what makes you think that Curtis is going to be any more favorable to you? Because he's my brother. He's always had my back, and he's going to take my side against you too. You think so? I know so. All I need to do is tell him you lied to him. When it's your word versus mine, who do you think he's going to believe? The sister who's been with him his whole life? Or the woman who can't even make a baby that lasts a month? He's going to believe me for sure. In fact, I'm going to prove it to you right now. I'm going to tell him to divorce you, so start packing your bags. Good luck, Christy. You're going to need it. Shut up! Curtis, are you there? Look, I know that you probably heard a crazy story about me from Molly, but it's all lies.
Lies? Exactly what was she lying about? She told me about the sort of things you've been saying to her, Christy. I had a hard time believing it was true at first.
But it's not true. I know what she's really after. She's just trying to trick you into hating me so that she can take over the company. I figured out her plan and knew that I had to stop her.
You're saying that Molly is trying to take control of the company from me? That's an interesting theory. Care to elaborate?
Gladly. She's gradually eliminating her rivals one by one. She's starting with me and my boyfriend since we're the easiest targets. But one of these days, she's going to set her sights on you. Then she'll be the only one left to take control of the company and rake in all that easy money.
I see. Well, let me assure you that Molly is definitely not doing whatever you think she's doing.
What makes you say that? Are you saying you don't believe me? Your own sister?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I believe my wife, not you. Molly's been working her butt off for as long as we've been married to support the company. Meanwhile, what have you contributed to the business, Christy? Absolutely nothing. You've never even done so much as making the beds.
She's working for the company. What does she do?
Everything, really. But her most recent and largest contribution is our focus on recruiting international travelers. She talked to my dad about how there's been an uptick in international travel lately and that we should capitalize on that. So she personally studied multiple different foreign languages to make our chain's website multilingual. Then once we started getting foreign guests, she started working in hotels as their personal attendants. After a while, she started training our employees in foreign languages to make our hotels more inclusive than any other chain in the region. She doesn't do much on-site work anymore, but her contributions to our sales have been incredible. And, more to your point, Dad actually offered once to make us joint owners of the company when he retired, but Molly turned him down.
You're kidding! Why would she do that?
Because she respects the fact that this has always been a family business. It's come this far with a family member at the helm, and she wants it to keep going that way. So, I'll be the owner and manager, and she'll be working to support me in that role. Long story short, I know for a fact that you're lying about her.
But no! This isn't how it was supposed to go. You were supposed to believe me. Why won't you believe me?
Honestly, whether I believe you or not is beside the point. You deliberately scheduled your wedding on the day we were holding a memorial for our daughter. Do you really not understand how psychopathic that is? I would never come to your wedding because just seeing your face would make me want to puke.
Curtis, no! Please, you have to listen to me.
I do not have to listen to you. In fact, I'm never going to speak to you again.
This is all your fault. My brother won't talk to me anymore because of you. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He was pretty mad. And let's get one thing straight. It's not because of me. He's mad because you lied to him and mocked his daughter's death. That shouldn't matter, though. I'm his sister. Are you sure you have time to be focusing on this? Your wedding is starting soon. Focus on that. You're right. There's nothing I can do about Curtis. He's your husband, after all. But I can still get my dad to take my side. Speaking of whom, your dad thought you might say something like that, so he gave me a message for you. Don't bother trying to talk to me. I have nothing to say to you. I am not coming to your wedding. You are never to set foot inside my house again. That's all. What? That's all? I don't understand. What is he saying? It was pretty plain English, if you ask me. He's saying he's disowning you and cutting off all his support for your lifestyle. No way! This can't be happening. You must have threatened him into doing this. Are you blackmailing him? You know that's not what's going on here. He just got tired of your constant selfishness and ever-escalating demands. This isn't part of the message, but when we were talking earlier, he told me that he was actually glad things happened this way. He never thought he'd have such a perfect excuse to get you out of his hair. Paying for your wedding was basically his parting gift to you. Don't shoot the messenger. Anyway, enjoy your wedding. How dare he do this to me? I'm his daughter! And he's already done more for you than you deserve. Stop talking like you know my family. You don't know anything! Tell me, Christy, when was the last time you talked to your father without demanding something from him? That's easy. It was... Let me think. That's a pretty good indication of how long it's been. I, however, have been working with him almost every day, so I think it's fair to say I know a good deal more about what he's thinking and feeling lately than you. You've hurt him dearly, Christy. I saw exactly how stressed he would get every time you would storm into his office and make another demand. It was awful to see him that way, and quite frankly, I'm glad he was finally able to get rid of you. Whatever. Anything else I say to you at this point will only make things worse. Well, I'm glad you're finally waking up to that reality. Don't get cocky, Molly. You might have come out on top this time, but I know that my dad's gonna wake up eventually. To what, may I ask? To the fact that if he leaves the company to you, then family ownership of the company will end. You can't give him an heir. I can, however. And once he starts losing sleep over the fact that the business is going to leave family hands, he's going to have no choice but to give it to my kids. Oh, you already have plans to have children, do you? Well, no, not yet, but I have a way better chance of having kids than an old woman like you. Don't worry, though. When the day comes that my husband takes over the business, I'll give you a job cleaning the toilets. Unfortunately for you, that day is never going to come. Oh, yeah? And what makes you say that? I'm pregnant right now. You are? Yep. I'm already 4 months along. And none of my pants fit me anymore. I had to break out my maternity jeans. We went to the OBGYN the other day and found out it's a boy. Isn't that great? So yeah, the family has no need for you or your kids. That's impossible. Your first kid died. I thought you would give up on having any more. And besides, you're old. Old women can't have babies. I'm not that old. But I feel like this baby was a gift from Lisa. Like she's trying to cheer up her mommy from up there in heaven. I also think that me telling your dad about this baby was what gave him the final push he needed to kick you out of the family. Once he knew his company was in safe hands, he had nothing left to prevent him from kicking you out onto the curb. No way. So it's for real? I'm really getting kicked out of the family? I'm afraid so. You and your husband are going to have to rely on each other from now on, because he's all you've got. I can't rely on him! Huh? That useless idiot is nothing but a pretty face. I only wanted to marry him because he's hot. He can't do anything right. What in the world? You're the one who chose him to be your husband. I thought it would be okay because my dad was paying for everything. How long are you planning on allowing yourself to be spoiled by your parents? You're 28 years old, Christy. You're an adult. You can take care of yourself. Molly, please tell my dad I'm sorry for me. I can't live without his money. Wow. There's a stunning admission. You don't want a relationship with your father, just his financial support. And no, I would never do anything to help you. After what you did to me, you deliberately tried to ruin the memorial service for my daughter. I will never forgive you for that. Please, just hear me out, okay? I'm sure we can come to an understanding. I don't want to spend any more time on a bad investment like you. A bad investment? Me? Your dad gave you everything you wanted, but did you ever show him a single shred of gratitude? No, you didn't. So I'm done with you. Goodbye.
Hey, Molly, I just got done dropping Mom and Dad off at home. I'll swing back by the church to pick you up, and then we can go home and finally relax.
Relax? I've forgotten what relaxing feels like. I've been working on this memorial for what feels like forever now.
And all that hard work paid off. That was a beautiful memorial. I know that it would have made Lisa happy.
I think so too. I'll miss her forever. But having this memorial service made me feel like I can finally start to move on with my life.
I'm glad to hear that. And I'm really sorry for all the trouble that happened the last few months. And by trouble, I'm referring to you-know-who. It's our fault for making her into what she is. You didn't deserve to have to deal with the consequences of that.
No, I don't think it's your fault at all. She's been an adult for 10 years now. She knows the difference between right and wrong and can make decisions for herself. It's entirely her fault for making nothing but bad ones.
Thanks for saying that, Molly. Well, now that we're rid of her and the memorial is finished, what do you want to do now?
Well, we can finally focus on work for a change.
True.
And we can start getting ready for the baby's birth. That's only a few months away now.
Wow, you're right. We got a lot of work to do. And once this baby is born, we're gonna give him enough love for both him and Lisa.
Nah, I don't like that idea.
Huh? Why not?
Because we're going to give him way more love than that. Not one person from our family went to Christy's wedding, leaving her utterly humiliated. Her troubles were only getting started, however. Since her husband refused to work and her father cut off his financial support, Christy had to take on multiple part-time jobs to make ends meet. However, while Christy was busy at work, her husband was busy as well. Or should I say, getting busy, with multiple other women in their apartment. Christy found out, mostly due to the fact that her husband was barely even trying to hide his infidelity in the first place. They had a big fight, which led to something that was inevitable from the beginning: divorce. Now, all alone, Christy lost the will to work to support herself and turned to alcohol to cope with how badly she had screwed up her own life. As for us, a few months later, after the memorial for Lisa, we welcomed our baby son into the world. He was born completely healthy, which was a huge relief for us. He's now an energetic toddler with only 2 speed settings: run and sleep. Raising a child is certainly difficult, but with Curtis by my side, I'm confident we can raise our son with all the love that he deserves and more. We'll never forget our precious time with Lisa, and I know she's smiling at us from up in heaven as she watches her family grow and prosper.